Yesterday, Judge Tanya Chutkan finally issued a limited gag order against Donald Trump after months and months of Trump attacking everyone and everything associated with this particular trial. Now, what's funny about this story, of course, is that prior to Chutkan coming down with her ruling, which officially says Donald Trump cannot talk about or attack Jack Smith or any member of Jack Smith's family, any court personnel, which I'm assuming also should include Judge Chutkan herself, he can't talk about any of the witnesses, he can't attack any of these people, and if he does, she says that there will be very serious sanctions placed upon him at that point. But again, before we even got to that point, Chutkan at one point in the morning's hearings laughed at the claims that Donald Trump's lawyers were making. Specifically a claim from Trump lawyer John Lauro when he told the judge, "You don't need to put any kind of restrictions in place against my client here because the ones you have in place are working perfectly." And at that point, according to Politico's Josh Gerstein, Chutkan, quote, literally laughed in his face and said, "I have to take issue with you, Mr. Lauro." Because obviously, the rules that had been put in place for Donald Trump were not working. And Trump, of course, repeatedly attacked Jack Smith. He attacked the judge. He was going after potential witnesses. And of course, more importantly, was attacking or attempting to persuade, I guess, the jury pool in Washington, D.C. Which that part is notable, because Chutkan's ruling does not prevent Donald Trump from attacking the city of Washington, D.C. itself. So he can still say bad things about the city where the jury pool is going to be, but he cannot attack any individuals. And of course, this is going to have widespread effects. Donald Trump is not allowed to attack Jack Smith. So the question is, where all does this apply? If Donald Trump goes after Jack Smith for the documents case, can Chutkan sanction Donald Trump for that because she said he's not allowed to attack him? So even if it's for something else, if he were to attack Smith over the documents case, Chutkan could in fact issue sanctions against him for doing that. There was also another point, by the way, because Chutkan read through a whole list of horrible things that Donald Trump had been posting on social media. And at one point, of course, she mentioned the Mark Milley thing, where Donald Trump had written, "This is an act so egregious that in times gone by, the punishment would have been death." And Lauro, again, Trump's lawyer, tells the judge, "Hey, whoa, he didn't call for the guy to be put to death." And then, of course, the argument was, yeah, but I mean, his supporters could take that as an order. And then Lauro said, "Hey, you can't hold him responsible for the actions of these people. If he says something that causes, Mark Milley to be killed, that's not Trump's fault." Which, of course, is an argument that the court did not buy. And then, after a short recess, Chutkan came back and issued the partial gag order. So the question is, how long until Trump violates it, right? Because we know he's going to violate it. He is going to say something that he is not allowed to say. And I do think at this point, it's only a matter of time before Chutkan has to issue those very severe sanctions that he is now threatened with. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.